Hi everyone and welcome. This isn't a real long video and it's pretty heavily edited, and it's just because I've been very busy at work, so I didn't have time to go through and carefully edit the way I generally do, so it's going to feel a little rushed. I'm making 20 pounds of pine tar soap. It's real popular here where I live, and I've had so many requests for it. And since I ran out during the sale, well, I'm rebuilding my supply again. And I'm starting, of course, with my own goat milk here. Quite a bit goat milk. And to this, I'll be adding the rest of my ingredients. But one of the things I would like to talk to you all about today is something that came to my attention while at work today. I was speaking with a young lady who made a racist comment about someone's voice. Okay, so I do interviews for folks that are coming on the program to work, and while I was talking to her, she just made a comment about the way certain people speak, and it was very racist. And I personally don't want to hire that kind of person, and I don't want my company supporting someone like that. So I kind of put her on hold and got with a manager, someone above me, and said, because I have the freedom to hire whoever I want within the law, right? So I was checking to see. I said she made a very racist comment, and it is recorded. All calls are recorded. All my calls are recorded. And I said, if you could, please take a listen to this call. She made a racist comment, and I don't think she's the kind of person that we want on our program. She's certainly not the kind of person I would want in my company if I owned the company. And fortunately, the manager agreed with me, which I felt confident that she would, but she almost made her, well, not almost, she made another kind of a racist comment in dismissing the other racist comment. Now, where am I going with all this? Do I believe in political correctness? Not so much, at least not the way I see it utilized a lot of times in society, but I believe there's something known as common courtesy. And common courtesy dictates that, first of all, don't make assumptions about people. It's so easy to make a simple assumption about someone. Like the woman that made that comment, I'm not saying that she's a racist, but the comment she made was ignorant and came across as quite racist. Now, my point is that a lot of us were raised in families that perhaps were ignorant in this regard. That doesn't mean stupid. The word ignorant simply means without knowledge. And so maybe, there's some folks that didn't have the knowledge that using particular terms or phrases or generalizations or stereotypes were indeed racist or mean or could be hurtful to another. But once you learn that lesson, then you know better, right? I mean, it's like if I said something about someone inadvertently about their size and they were offended by it, first of all, my heart would be broken because that's certainly not my intention. But you can bet I would never make that mistake again. I made a mistake once in a restaurant to the server. I said to her, "When's your baby due?" And she looked at me and said, "I'm not pregnant. This is just how I am made, or how I'm built." I felt the size of a pea. And so I would never again say that to a woman unless she said to me, "I'm expecting a baby," or she had a paternity blouse on that said "baby" on the board or something. I would avoid that. And to me, the same should be said of a racist or a comment that is hurtful. They may not mean it to be hurtful, but once you know that it is, and once someone has made you aware that it is, then hopefully that lesson is learned and you won't do it again. And why am I bringing this up now while making this soap? Because of a comment that the person who asked me to make this soap, they didn't make it before I started making the soap, but it was after I made the soap, and sent them a picture of it, and they made a comment about an old children's book that was around when I was a kid. And I won't go into it. I'm not going to bring it up because it would be hurtful to some people. And they made that kind of comment about the soap. So I've now told them, at this time I don't feel like I would feel comfortable doing business with you if you're going to use that kind of language. And he apologized and said, I didn't even think about it. That wasn't what I meant. And I said, well, I think it is what you meant, but I can understand that if you now realize it's wrong, you won't do it again, and I can accept your apology. It didn't, I guess what I'm trying to say, the one thing I would like to say to everybody is just to take care. Think about the pain you could cause someone. And I'm not talking about snowflake people who, if you say their socks don't match, they get their hearts broken, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real pain, and you know what that is. We're all intelligent enough to know what that is. And I've not even talked about this soap at all, but I have put the ingredients and the info on the screen, and I just wanted to talk about this with you all. Please take care in what you say to your fellow man, and even the things that we sometimes think are humorous are not humorous. And if you hear someone else say something that you know could be hurtful, whether it be racist or bigoted in some way, it's okay to say something. You're not going to lose your standing. To me, you lose your standing if you don't say something. That's my opinion. I won't say any more about this. I appreciate you all so much, and I don't care what you are, what color you are, how much you weigh, or where you live. You're my friend, and I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.